Good day again. Welcome to another aspect of our training. So for today we will be looking at the Photoshop CS6, right? A powerful editing software that you can use to do a lot of work into Photoshop, and this is the introduction to our work. So we're going to show you the various parts onto Photoshop and how you can be able to do your work, and how you can be able to set up things as a Photoshop user or a graphic designer, because you gotta know the basics of how things work before you can be able to effectively work with this software. So for now we will show you the basic. We will lay out the foundation so that you as the user, you can know how to work out with the software and how you can be able to relate to things that are effective into it. So we're going to know the various parts onto the program or onto the software. Then further we explain the basics of how you can use layers, because into Photoshop layers are important based on how you use them. And next is how you can be able to manage and work the knowledge, the idea, the understanding. So we will start with the basics and then give you the understanding, and then you will be able to do some work. You'll be able to manipulate some function into Photoshop with your creativity that lasts within, right? So now we'll start with the beginning. So now into Photoshop, this is the software, and the software consists of a lot of places or a lot of things that you need to identify as a user and how effectively you work with them. So to this area is referred to as the menu, right? The menu just give you list of items that you can do with your program, right? Like the tab, the select, the filter, right? These are menu, right? So if you can be able to use to do a work, right? So next is this area is referred to as the option bar. This area that you are seeing. Now the option bar is mainly used for the tools, right? So for every tool that you click on, it has its own option, right? So now this is the toolbar coming below. This is the toolbar or the tools panel, right? For every tools you click on, the option bars here will change, or there will be a change made into the option bar. So if I click on the next tool, you see the option bar change, right? If I click on the next tool, the option bar there change. If I click on this, and it continues, continue. So the option bar is used on various tools, right? So depending on the tools that you choose, you can be able to get another option for that tools, right? So now on this area is referred to as the color panel. The color panel is just the combination of different colors that you see, right? That you can be able to mix out to get your color, right? So now you see that this the switch, right? The switch only gives you a specific color, but if you come to this color, it gives you the combination of two or more colors to give you a single color that you get RGB, the red, green, and blue, right? So that is, you can combine red, green, and blue to give you a specific color into Photoshop, and you can combine this. Like you see, the color is changing right here, right? So you combine red, green, and blue to give you a specific color. But for the switch, it only gives you a specific color that you can choose. That is, you want red, you only choose red. If you want pink, you only choose pink. But if you use this color panel, the RGB, you can be able to filter between it and this to get a specific color. Like you see, there is a change being made into that color, right? So the next is what the adjustment layer. The adjustment layer, what you see here, is used mainly to add brightness to your images, to add some contrast, to add some level and other balance onto your product. And next below it is the layer panel. This is one of the key, or it is the key area into Photoshop that you gotta be technical with, working with layers, right? So for now, so the first tools here is referred to as the move tools, right? So the move tool is used to be able to move object from one point to another into your Photoshop whenever you are working. So I'm going to open a blank document. How you can work with layers, because for every time you bring layers, it appears here, right? right to this area. For every time you bring on a layer, it appears here. So I'm going to show you how you can be able to work with layers into Photoshop. Okay, so now if you want to create a blend document, you come to file, right? If you come to file, you will see new, right? So you click on new. It means you want to create a new document where you can be able to do your work. You click on new. Now you will get this box that will appear. The name of this is the name of your document. So for instance, I'm going to create a new document, so I'm going to name the document in my name, right? Now, right? So now the document should always be onto custom. The reason why there are a lot of people you can use, but most often if you use custom, they give you a technical thing that you can be able to use. So if you are working, maybe someone asks you to do a work into feet, right? For instance, I want 2 by 5 or 2 by 4, right? 2 feet by 4 feet. Okay, so now you as the graphic designer, you know that there is no area that you can find feet. So it means your work should be done into inches, but you mean you gotta convert that feet to inches, right? So, or your client asks you that I want you to do the work 4 feet, 4 by 10. So now you know that the width is 4 feet, right? And the height is 10, right? But you know that you check into your unit of conversion, there is no feet. It means you can convert this 4 feet to 1 inches, right? And the same we do with it. So for this, we are only using the width of 10 and the height of 5. So the height is this. The height is from this point coming up is the height, and the width is from here going like this onto your sheet. So don't forget this. The height is from up to down, and the width is from left to right. So if I say 10 width, it means this area from here coming here will be the width. If I say 5 height, it means from this coming this would be my height, right? Okay, so you set it to what? Inches. So now the resolution is, you also set the resolution to 300 because resolution is very high. The higher the resolution, the higher the quality of the image appears, right? So RGB, it should be on RGB if you are doing your product for internet, right? RGB. If you are doing your product for printing, maybe you can put it on CN of other colors. Okay, so now if you set up the logo and then hit OK, and I just brought in, and this portion referred to as the window document. So you use this arrow to be able to close. So my document I just brought that is named Abraham. This is it that appear. So if you look to my layer panel here, this is the layer, right? This is a background layer that I just brought. So this lock is used to open up your layer, right? So if you want to open up your layer, you click on it 2 times. It will bring you this portion of your document. So you just name it also as GGG, and you just hit OK, right? Then we'll be done. If you want to rename it, just come back to the letter, to the wall, and click on it 2 times. You can rename it by that, or you come to layer and you come to rename, right? Then it will also appear so that you can be able to rename it, right? So now I'm going to import our image. So this that you see, this plain sheet is referred to as the background layer. Okay, so now I'm going to import 2 images into this Photoshop CS6 and show you how you can work with layers. Okay, so now to import image, what you do is this: you come to your file and you come to open. Okay, now you choose the images that you want to use. Okay, so I'm going to use this image, I'm going to use this and this, right? Those 2 images, I'm going to open all 2 of them. So you wait on a low, and now you see into my document window, this is the background layer that I open, and this is the image that I brought, and this is another image that I brought. So I get a background layer, which is this. I get the image that I brought, and I get this also. Take this image and bring this image to my background layer to work on. Okay, to show you how you can work with layers. So this is the first and this is the second image that I import. But in order to bring this layer, you must firstly unlock your layer, right? You must unlock your layer, and this is the lock icon that is being put onto it, right? So you see, right, this lock, you should unlock it, so it indicates layer is partially locked. So it means you got to unlock your layer. So you click unlock, you unlock it by clicking on it 2 times. 1, 2. Then it will bring you this where you can name your layer. So I'm going to name the layer as Steven, right? Steven, and then what? I hit OK. My layer is already unlocked. So in order to move the layer now, you should make sure that your move tool is active. For mine, it is already active. So you just hold onto it with your finger like this, hold onto it and drag to your background layer, and you release it. So you have imported this image, we're going to size it. So in order to size the image, you come to edit, you will see free transform, right? So if you click on free transform, it brings the handle around your image, but you observe that you cannot see the full handle of the image, so you gotta zoom in. You see this zoom tool, right? So if you click, you make the image look smaller. Click and make the image look smaller. Then you come out to your edit and under the free transform, and you bring this handle so you can be able to size your image. So I set this here, and I'm going to OK, and then go for the another image. So you use the plus to make it look bigger. You just click. So then I'm coming also. So in order to move, you gotta get a move tool again. I'm coming for this image also. So it means you got to unlock the image. So you unlock it by the same means. Click on it 2 times, and then name this as HHH. Then you hit your OK. Then you hold onto your image and drag it to this position like this and release it. Or if you don't want to do it, one important way that you can transfer this image is by doing this. You come to this your layer, you right click and come to duplicate layer, right? If you click on duplicate layer, it will bring you this copy, right? So now this is the name of the document that you are about to copy. Okay, so now for the destination, that is where you want for this document to be copied. So you click on the destination and choose what Abraham, indicating that you want for this document to come to this Abraham file. Okay, then after then you hit your OK, right? So if you come to this your Abraham document, you will see the document that you just copied, it appears here. This is it. So you can hold it and move about with it. Okay, so now you hit your OK. You observe there are 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, right? There are 4 layers here. Okay, so now use this handle to size your layer. Now you observe that this layer is placed on the top of this layer. This layer is at the top, because if you look on the layer panel, this is at the top, and this 3 layer is at the bottom, right? So if you want for this 3 layer to be to the top, you got to hold this 3 layer and drag it above this layer, right? Now you see it at the top of this layer. So you observe that this layer is below this layer. That is why it is hard and you can see. So if you want for this layer to be on the top of steering layer, you hold it and drag it the same like this. You hold it and drag it. You see or now a bit indicating that this layer is going to be placed here. So you then release it and you can now see your layers. So this is how you work with layers. So you can have all multiples of layers. If you want it to be moved from one place to another, from one point to another, this is how you use it. So even for this layer, if I hold this layer and bring it over here, this is the position of the layer, but you also that this layer is below, so you won't be able to see it. So you probably hold it like this and drag it above. Now you can see the difference here that I'm talking about. So this is how you drag on your layers. This is how you move on your layers. So if you want to size the layer, you use this handle to size it. Okay, if you want to size your layer, you use this handle to size your layer. You can also use bring your mouse and then use it to rotate your layers into any other position. So for instance, if you hit OK, you observe that this sound around your layer lost, right? To bring them there, you gotta come, just hold it, right, and then start to move your layer from one point to another. So this is how you work into your Photoshop using layers. So for today we will stop on this, and our next action will be on using another function into Photoshop. Okay, so if there is any question that you have, you can ask your question. If there's anything that you don't understand, you can ask about them. See you with another lesson. Thank you so much.